Each episode of the Lion Goat podcast is completely improvised. Expect comedy. Do not expect consistency or sense to be made. This is random nonsense for your amusement. I am Podbot. I was inspired by the excellent podcast, Improv for Humans, with Matt Besser. Listen to his show. Warning: the following podcast contains explicit material intended for emotionally immature adults. Trigger warnings for this episode include discussion about adult themes, violence, profanity, murder, sexually explicit behavior, political incorrectness, animal, emotional, mental, physical, sexual, and substance abuse. You should not listen to this. It might rot your brain. Listen to a better podcast. Seriously, stop. Stop. Don't continue. Okay, have it your way. I warned you. Today's episode includes a discussion between our Australian sister show hosts, Austin and Russ, about the power of suggestion in modern media and the detrimental effects of advertisements on the human psyche. Intentional effects have been added to today's recording. I think it was a mistake, but do not adjust your dials if you want to experience this podcast as intended.
Right, I'll write that down. So the problem is renaming a file. He was like, I'm not doing that.
It's not going to rename the file?
No.
Who?
How?
Who?
How?
How?
The computer.
Right. Okay, it's working. I'm glad we got the clap right this time.
Did we get it right? Did we get it right? I feel like we.
Hang on, I've got to play that back. Make sure
what did I do wrong this time?
Just simmer down.
Hold
One
on.
second.
It's actually you this time, huh? Oh, wait.
It's actually me this time. Hang on. I had to turn down my volume. I was recording a bit hot, so that's a bit better. All right. I'm going to hit record now.
Oh,
Then
yeah.
we're going to start. Okay. Can you hear me now?
What?
I can't. Are you talking?
No, yeah.
Hello?
Okay, mate. Yeah, bit here.
Russ.
Bit here. You got.
Hey, all right, guys. Welcome back. Wait. You're not supposed to talk while I'm talking. Do we need to clap? Let's clap one more time, and that'll demonstrate.
Well, we always
Got to clap. Can you see me?
Count down. I can see you, but you didn't count
Yes,
down.
on the count. Okay, on the count of 3, we're both gonna clap.
All right.
1, 2,
Right.
clap.
Must
No.
have lag or something, mate.
On
You know, you're so far away. All right, we'll try it one more time. 1, a 2, a
Wait,
3.
are we clapping on 2 or 3?
Oh my goodness, mate! You know we did this last time, didn't we? Is this how we're going to
Wait,
start every
but I
show
was
with
counting
clapping?
last time, so I'm confused because you're counting this time. I get confused if we change it up. But it's okay. I'd like for you to count it down. Just let me know. Are we clapping on the count of 3, or are we counting 2, 3, and then clapping?
2, 3, and then clap.
Okay, I'm watching the video.
All
I'm
right.
ready.
1, a 2, a 3, a clap.
What are you doing with your hand? What are you doing with your hands there?
1, a 2.
Oh, okay. I thought you were giving me the peace sign there for a second.
Look, mate. We're trying to make a
Yeah, I think we're good. I don't think we need to clap.
here, mate. And you're playing around with fingers.
Oh, yes.
We were
Welcome,
supposed to be
everybody.
talking about
Welcome back
something
to the
important
podcast.
Well,
Yeah,
well,
let me do the little spiel. Can I do the spiel
You do
at
it.
the intro?
yeah.
Okay. Welcome, everybody. We're the Aussie boys. Welcome back to the podcast. We've got another wonderful episode here for you where we're going to review some old commercials and we'll listen to the things that they say. We've got a new audio engineer this week, so hopefully the problems that occurred last week, mate, you got to use the cough button if you're going to cough.
What?
Now last time you had a drink and you were like drinking a big beer and you were doing all kinds of stuff. We can't be having all these noises in the middle of the podcast, okay? You got to hit mute. You just drank again. What are you doing, mate? You were just scolding me for not being professional. Now you're not even talking. You're just coughing. The whole point is to talk.
I'm sorry. I'm having trouble over here.
Welcome.
Finding the button.
Welcome,
Right,
everybody.
okay.
Welcome back to the
Hey,
podcast.
oh, God. There's too much
very
of
bright.
everything but what I needed in, and I don't know what to tell you. All right. I think it's.
Wait.
Hold on. Wait.
What?
Wait.
Wait.
What?
What?
Hold on. Wait.
What? You can't start the lighter on into the microphone. At least lean it over a bit so it's not directly into the microphone there. Are you done coughing now?
All right. Did you hear me cough there?
No, you muted. That was great. That was great. Perfect.
Mind what I'm trying to light with the lighter, whether it's the microphone
you might
or not.
want to mute when you're lightering.
What?
When your lighters. Wait, go ahead. What are you trying to say?
I don't know, man. You're the one interrupting me like you're important over there, Mr. Chris Kringle. Huh? You're delivering packages like it's Christmas morning? Oh, all right.
I mean, I can if you'd like me to
I would
get you a
like
package, mate.
if you
Just
deliver
tell me what.
That's all I'm asking.
I mean, I'm not Amazon, but I'm like Aussies on, you know, not Amazon, but Aussies on.
Right.
I can deliver if that's what you need. But anyways, folks, welcome to the podcast. We'll try this a third time. Welcome back. We've got some old style commercials. We're gonna do a nice review on again. It's your Aussie boys back in the house. I'm Austin, and this is my mate Russ. Welcome back, Russ.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
As usual, our first segment of the show is.
I think I might have been the wrong voice, mate. I don't remember who I am. I'm Rusty Aussie, and I can't do an Aussie accent. So it's those people down under, they're going to.
Of course you do an Aussie accent. It's the only accent you got, mate. What are you talking about?
What? I'm flying by the seat of my pants over here, mate. All I know is we got to say shrimps and barbies, and I got to crackle. Shrimps and barbies. I lost the damn voice.
Crackle. What sort of crackle?
I can't find the character. What are my motivations here?
Okay, we're gonna pause. Everybody, I'm sorry. We'll come back just a second. We're gonna take a short break, and it's not even time for our first break yet. But we're gonna take a quick break so I can remind Russ how his voice sounds. Okay, Ted somehow has gotten back into the studio. We fired the bastard. And he's somehow gotten back in the studio and he's messing with accents again. You didn't hit the mute button, mate. Okay, just a minute. I'll be right back. I'm going to play you some of yourself so you know what you sound like. Now you got me cursing on the recording, mate. I'm not supposed to be Oh, wait, I didn't hit pause. Hang on.
Let's go.
Okay, we're just going to jump right back in.
Right. Do we need to clap on 3 again?
Already recording, mate. We don't need to clap again. Clapping was never necessary. I don't even know where you got the idea to clap the very first time. Wait, that was my idea.
I don't know. We have a lot of great ideas around here, but sometimes we
welcome back, folks.
Right? I mean, it happens. Isn't that right, Austin?
Yes. So what? As I was saying before, welcome back to the podcast. As we always do during the first segment of the podcast, that's the first 15 minutes. We always just catch up a bit. So, how's it been going, Russ? What's been going on with you?
Oh, it's been pretty good. I've been doing all right. I've been hanging out over the Wild Stallion.
Yeah.
It's a very nice establishment. Lots of fillies.
Did your Sheila come back?
What?
Your Sheila, did she come back?
Not yet, mate. She's been out and about.
Oh, yeah, she was on a walkabout last time.
She says it's all right. I just go down there and watch the post.
Last time she was on a walkabout. She's still on a walkabout?
She's still on a walkabout. She ain't come back yet.
I say. Well, you know what they say about the Sheilas?
What's that? I haven't heard anything.
When they're on a walkabout, you just let them walk about.
Oh, yeah. You'll walk it out. You walk about, right? That's what the walk is about, right?
Walk about when you're walking out, and everything will be okay. Because if she comes back, that means that, she loves you for real. Something's up again, mate. Are you here? Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you. I don't think anything's... What's going on with this podcasting? Who's this new guy in the booth? We fired that Ted guy.
Yeah, I think this must be Ted's cousin or something. He's messing with my voice again. I can hear it already. Everybody out there, hopefully the recording this time will sound better. We'll use less old-timey effects when we're making our recording. But we will still be listening to old commercials.
We've had podcast viewers not enjoy our old-timey stuff.
No, I think they all quite enjoyed it. We've only had the one episode, so our feedback is limited.
You hear it at least 3 times before you hate it. I mean, shit, so let's do it the second time. Right, what are we going to play tonight, mate?
Well, we have a few lined up tonight. I thought we might just plug away when they come up. I believe you forgot the part where you asked me how I've been doing. That's normally the way these conversations go.
Right.
I'll ask you how you're doing, and then you ask me. But, I mean, I don't want to step on anybody's toes.
I did that.
You don't have to ask me. I mean, you did?
Yeah, right now, 3 times in a row, mate. Well, you know.
I'm sorry. I was talking.
You was talking over me. I mean,
I didn't want there to be any dead air. I'm so sorry. Go right ahead. You know I love you, Russ.
Right, I know you do. That's why you sent me that package of Foster's. I drank it, bro.
Of course. Yeah, you know, it's a funny thing. All the folks in America, they think that we all drink Foster's down here. But truthfully, Foster's down here is like Budweiser up there. It tastes like piss to us. But I sometimes buy Russ a nice 6 Foster's just to pull his leg.
He does it quite often. I think he just likes to keep me safe. So I make him look good. He's not the one falling over his chair then. Sometimes I am.
Well, when you're the only one sounding like Ozzy Osbourne on a podcast, it does make me look pretty good, doesn't it?
They do.
He's always just bumbling around. Podcast. That's how the Ozzy Osbourne podcast would sound. Not that I mean to insult you, mister.
Not a fan of Ozzy Osbourne? When did this hatred
Ozzy's great. Of course I love Aussie. I love any Aussie. Whether it be from Aussie land or his name just be Aussie. And he sounds like he's from Australia because he's so intoxicated. He's like a mumbling Australian zombie or something. I think he might be from New Zealand.
He looks a little bit like a zombie now as you mentioned it, yeah. I could see him walking around going,
especially when he's he's got his arm up and he's
I could see that. I'd probably piss my pants if he came through the door. I mean,
I assumed he was just playing air guitar with his hands like that. You know, I think it was the bit. That time he bit the head off the bit.
Right. Yeah, I remember that. Didn't he eat another bird or something and like snort ants? He's a weird fellow, man.
I think he got rabies. Yeah, I think he did snort some termites.
Yeah, he snorted something. I know. It's dangerous. That's probably why it sounds like that. On termites in his brain.
Well, I'm doing great. I appreciate you asking how I'm doing.
Give the man credit. I mean, he's still making albums after all these years. All those ants running around his head.
I thought Sharon made him stop making records. He's still making records?
Well, he's still out recently, I think. I do believe I recall that. Maybe I do live in a bit of a haze over here. Thanks to Irish whiskey. That's why I do. That's fun. Anyway, what were we talking about?
Uh-oh. You know what that means. All right, everyone. It's time for our first advertisement break.
Now we will take a break for some advertisements. Please support our sponsors.
Remember, for delicious hot breakfast, enjoy quakeroats. The giant of the cereals is quakeroats. Delicious, nutritious, makes you feel ambitious. So make your hot breakfast nourishing Quaker Oats. Quaker and Mother's Oats are the same.
First course, cream soup. Just before serving, add a generous amount of Pabstead cut into small cubes and watch that cream soup hit a new high in appetizing goodness. Next, a main dish. And our suggestion is eggs golden sauce. Hard-cooked eggs drenched with the mellow cheddar cheese goodness of Pabstead. Now, a grand salad. Press 2 halves of a pear together with a tasty center filling of Pabstead and serve with lettuce and mayonnaise. And for dessert, apple pie served with Pabstead wedges. There you have it, menu magic from soup to dessert with Pabstead. And you'll find dozens of other exciting ways to surprise your family with this nourishing, wholesome cheese food. So tomorrow, look for, ask for, and buy Pabstead. Remember the name, Pabstead.
And now, back to the show.
All right.
Well, Quakers and Mother's Oats are the same. Oh, man. That sounds absolutely tasty. Everybody loves some, Austin, I didn't realize that this show's gotten so popular. We've got a lot of sponsors there.
Yeah, we normally do two. We normally do 2 ads per ad break.
Right.
But I still would like to get your opinion. So are you a fan of the quakeroats?
Oh, yeah. I love them. You know what I also like? You can use those Quaker Oats to make those chocolate peanut butter peanut butter drop cookies.
Oh, yeah. And so you're talking about making some wacky brownies, the kind that Aussie likes.
Yeah, they can't let all these like. Even Ozzy Osbourne probably likes them, mate.
The wacky brownies, the ones that you eat and you feel a little bit lightheaded later. Is that what you're talking about?
No, I'm just talking about regular old cookies for candies, chocolate peanut butter drop cookies with
right.
oatmeal and butter.
I never had oatmeal in my brownies.
No.
But I suppose you could put oatmeal in your brownies.
A whole idea, mate.
This is an advertisement for Quaker Oats, and you're talking about brownies.
I'm not talking about brownies. I'm talking about.
I'm not trying to shame you. I mean, I like the idea of some drop cookies, some drop oat cookies.
Right, that's what I'm talking about with chocolate and peanut butter and.
Oh, who said brownies?
Yeah, I think you said brownies, didn't you? Oh,
I could swear somebody is. I thought maybe it was the commercial. Was the commercial talking about brownies, mate?
No, I don't think they was talking about cheese product and Quaker Oats.
Pabstead Cheese, yeah. Well, I had some Quaker Oats.
Very good cereals. Warm cereals, I enjoy them. You know, I like to put fruits in mine and that's a little butter.
What about a bit of honey?
That's very nice. Add a little dash of honey in there, a little dollop. Sweeten it up a bit.
Yeah.
Better than
I agree. Maybe a little cinnamon.
Yeah.
Maybe a little butter. Maybe a little milk.
Oh, yeah, if you like it creamy.
Sometimes I like a little brown sugar, but sometimes I like a honey better.
Yeah.
This morning, I made my Quaker Oats.
Did you have Quaker Oats this morning?
Yeah, this very morning, mate.
Really,
That's
mate?
why I
Tell me
wanted to
about
do the
that,
commercial. It was delightful. I made it up with a bit of cinnamon and a bit of brown sugar, little butter, and a little milk.
The cinnamon and brown sugar? I'm not saying that's a bad combination, mate. I'm just saying that's like...
Yeah, well, a lot of people like to mix fruit in there, but I was out of fruit.
Yeah.
Sometimes I put grape jelly in it. You ever try that?
No, never tried that.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, all right.
It's like, people like the apple cinnamon, and I found that instant apple cinnamon is not very good. But if you put grape jelly in it, it tastes just like the instant apple cinnamon. I think they're actually using a grape flavor.
Oh, yeah?
Next time you have the instant, if you have an instant apple cinnamon oatmeal,
right,
just think about grapes and see if you don't think it tastes just like grape jelly.
I mean, if you put grape jelly in it, it probably tastes just like grape jelly.
No, mate, I'm saying apples as a cooking ingredient, they don't have a lot of flavor, especially if they're cooked. And I think they're using grape jelly in place of apple flavor so that it tastes like apples.
Grape flavor to apple flavor. Interesting.
When you put the cinnamon in the grape jelly, it makes it taste surprisingly like an apple.
Right. Look at that. That's weird.
It is. It's a thinker. I'm telling you, it's a thinker. But if you try it, next time you try it, just think about it and see if it tastes that way to you.
All right. I'll do that. I hope we have a listener that tries it too and tells us whether it's very tasty.
That's a very fair point. Listeners, If you ever want to get in touch with us, we're still on the Lion Goat Podcast Network with the Aussie boys. Send your emails to liongoatpodcast@gmail.com. Attention, Aussie boys, in the subject line. And we'll get your email, and we'd love to hear from you. We'll respond to any of your questions, any of your old commercial reviews, and any of your oatmeal recipes.
Yeah, we're always looking for new oat recipes over here. We like cookies and breakfast cereal, oat bread.
And brownies.
Yeah.
Wait, did you bring up brownies again?
No, I don't think I did, sir.
Who brought up brownies again?
Are we still on brownies? I thought we moved on to oats.
I'd love a new brownie recipe.
Right.
We forgot. We've only got 7 minutes left before the next commercial. We better start talking about Pabstead Cheese. What did you think of that commercial?
Right. I definitely wanted to try melting it because it said it was nice and gooey melted. I feel like that's a pretty good gooey, melty, hot, warm, yummy cheese. I mean, it's a beautiful product. We have it all over all the time at my house.
What do you use it on? Pabstead cheese.
Well, sometimes we put it on bread or pizzas because we make the homemade pizzas over here. We get a little dash of bell peppers and onions and mushrooms and whatever else we can put it on there with sauce and bread and cheese and Hampstead cheese product, and it's very lovely. It's very nice. I highly recommend it. And sometimes you remember, like back in elementary school, they'd give you cheese toast some mornings. You remember that when you came?
Oh yeah, it's delightful.
And sometimes we use that for that. It's very tasty.
I have to say, I'd never heard of Pabstead cheese before this commercial.
Right.
And if maybe we did have that back in the school days, and I just wasn't aware that it was Pabstead cheese the whole time.
Probably was, mate. Hampstead cheese been around a while, They have a long legacy. Many cows.
I thought it was goat cheese. Are you sure it's not dingo cheese? Out there pulling the little tiny dingo teats.
I don't know. I haven't been out to the farm personally. Have you been recently?
Of course.
We went there in grade school.
My farm's right here. And I go over to the Lion Goat's farm all the time. He makes a nice goat cheese.
Yeah. That's very nice. Is that the cheese? It was that the cheese in the basket that he sent welcoming us aboard. Did you get the cheese in the bowl of
You got a basket, mate.
Yeah, you didn't get one?
No, I think that's for us to share. Did you already eat all the cheese?
Yeah, I ate all the cheese.
Oh, man. Well, I mean, I don't blame you. You're drinking all that Foster's. Of course you're going to want some cheese.
Yeah.
Now and then.
Man gets hungry over here,
I'm beginning to think that it's a problem that you can't see my face because I'm hiding behind my microphone. Is that a problem for you?
I mean, I don't know. What a problem. I'll just off my game, a bit rusty. Perhaps, we'll get.
Well, like your name, mate. Your name's Russ. Of course you're rusty.
Yeah.
And you got that red hair.
Yeah, I got that red.
I mean,
I'm a
that's why they call you Russ, right? Weren't you named Rusty originally?
No, actually, I was born with no hair, and it just happened.
Right.
My mother, she has black hair, and my father, he has brown hair. So they're very surprised that I'm a ginger, to be honest. There's no genetic traits. Foster.
Must be a residual gene.
Yeah, it could be one of them radioactive genes,
No, not radioactive, residual.
That's what I said, radioactive.
Like when Ozzy Osbourne's song gets played on the radio and he gets a residual check.
Oh, he gets a residual check, not a radioactive check. Well, I better have a word with the lawyers then, because I didn't understand the word.
If you were getting a radioactive gene, then that would probably turn you into the Hulk, the Incredible. That's hard to say. Incredible Hulk.
Yeah.
Can you say it? Let me hear you say it.
Incredible Hulk.
It's not it at all. It has a D in it, mate.
Incredible Hulk?
Incredulous.
It's a bit of a tongue twister. Oh, look, it's already twisted me tongue a bit of this. Oh, my golly.
Incredible. Incredulous. Anyways, Russ isn't short for Russington.
Right, it is. It is Rustington, Harrison. A lot. It's a very tricky. I probably shouldn't have said it on there, because now people will know my whole name, and they will probably show up at my house. This is fine if you're a buxom young woman. I will allow you to enter, and I'll give you a sip of Foster's.
We can go back and bleep it, mate. We can bleep it.
All right, let's bleep it.
We'll just bleep it for the rest, so that not everyone else knows your last name. I don't even remember what it was now. I think it was Herringbone. Was it Herringbone? Russington? Herringbone?
It was Herringboneton.
Russington, Lawrence, Herringboneston, Stun.
You've tricked me into saying it on there again. Look, this episode is going to have a lot of beeps in it, and
it's all right.
I don't know that that's going to disrupt our listeners' earballs.
You might. They might have a problem getting through the first 10 minutes when we were just trying to clap at the same time. I've got a sneaking suspicion that that's going to be a problem on each episode, and we're going to lose a ton of listeners who just want to get into the podcast, but they can never actually get to the first commercial break because they're constantly watching us say, 3, clap. No, clap on 2. No, 3. No, clap. No, look at the picture. I mean, I'm sure they're already getting sick of it. We barely even scratched the surface on Pabstead Cheese. Oh, wait, forget it. Go to another commercial.
Now we will take a break for some advertisements. Please support our sponsors.
There's a common phrase that's being kicked around in your house and mine more and more every day, and that is high cost of living. Sound familiar? I'll bet it does. I'm sure you've heard Mother and Dad mention it more often than once, and you will undoubtedly hear it many more times as the days go by. Now, just in case you're hazy on exactly what it means, let me give you a rough idea. It means that the cost of your clothes and food has gone up to a point where the family budget has become somewhat strained. Well, that's one of those things, and you can't be expected to increase the family income. But there are some things you can do to help. For instance, take better care of your clothes. When you come home from school, change into old clothes before you go out to play. Take care of your health, because doctors and medicines are expensive. Eat well, but don't waste. Take your full share, but eat all you take. Try not to ask Mother and Dad to buy you things you don't actually need. Make the best of the most of what you've got. Try to be more than usually careful of your school equipment, such as paper, pencils, and so forth. Make them last and go as far as you possibly can. Remember that all members of a family must pull together at a time like this. So do your share.
And now, back to the show.
Well, what happened in here? What happened?
It wasn't so much a commercial as it was a public service announcement this time. They were talking about the high cost of living.
It's pretty high. I mean,
it is.
These
I
aren't
found
cheap.
those brownies you've been eating aren't cheap. I mean, you got to buy eggs, you got to buy milk, you got to go and milk the dingo to get the butter.
Right.
It's not cheap.
Right. There's a
You
lot
got
of
to
effort
harvest
goes
the
into
field.
This. It's a hard work, handmade process.
Got to harvest the dope.
Right.
You got to get Aussie Osborne to come and spit in the bowl so that you get the bat poison. I mean, I know you're making some wicked witch's brew over there, but that guy sounded like an outright fascist to me, telling me that I've got to scrimp and save and be thrifty all the time. A man likes to spend his money on what a man likes to spend his money on. I mean, who's that guy to tell me what to do with my money?
That man was most likely the
Did
American
you say
government.
something about Batman?
Because they like to tell everybody what to do.
Did you say
all the
something
time.
about Batman?
But we really shouldn't talk about that. Because we're talking about this PSA about, trying to be thrifty and trendy, right? It's a good idea. Always change into your play clothes because you don't fuck your good clothes up, right, mate? I mean, That's
Like,
number
did
one.
you say something
You know,
about?
you got your good stuff. You got work clothes, mate. And I know you're sitting around right now in your pajamas, but you do have other clothes you wear, and your work clothes. They get all dirty. You take them off so you can wash them up, nice, stay pristine, workish. Because you don't want that dirt to affect your not dirt clothes. You know, it's just like that, and it's pretty smart, I think.
I agree. It's nice to have.
It's always good to be a little
nice
frugal. I mean, because you never know what's
It's
going to
nice
happen.
to have your ditch digging clothes and your podcast clothes, and to wear different clothes when you're podcasting than when you're ditch digging. And I like to. I mean, I'm not really wearing pajamas, mate. This is a nice velour. How do you say that word? It starts with a V. It means fuzzy. It's a nice fuzzy tracksuit that I'm wearing. It's not pajamas, and I resent the fact that you're telling me that I'm wearing pajamas. Can't you see that I am representing all of the former members of that HBO show called The Sopranos?
Oh yeah, I see the gold chain.
Yeah,
and
and you can see this.
The
You
ring,
can see
that's
the stripe
looking
down my leg. Right.
Right.
It's a tracksuit.
You look good in it.
Tracksuit, not pajamas.
Oh,
I'm
thought that
coming
was
off
pajamas.
hot.
I thought you was
I'm
being
sorry,
extra
Russ.
extravagant
I don't
with
know what's
pajamas,
wrong with
mate.
me tonight. I'm coming off hot. It's like I've got some kind of antagonism towards you, and I feel nothing but love for you, mate.
Well, no, I mean, I'm glad you're comfortable. That's just what I'm happy about.
It's because my Sheila's been out. I mean, they're talking about the cost of living, telling a man how to spend his money. Like I can't buy as many beers as I want to buy them for myself. That's what my Sheila said when she went on walkabout.
Well,
Telling
maybe
me what to spend my money on.
it's your money, mate. I mean, spend it how you like, right? You make a lot of monies ditch digging over there. I mean,
Not a lot of money. I mean, he's got it right.
something they
The
like.
cost of living is going up. I mean, I can't deny that. I couldn't even afford a flat in Sydney these days. If I wanted to get a flat in Sydney, I wouldn't be able to even get the smallest flat they've got available. I gotta live out here in the outback.
Smaller than a Joey's pouch.
I mean, I've built my hut out of mud,
Right.
and I'm living with a kangaroo skin as a roof.
Was it
I
anybody
mean, I'm
we know?
surprised. What?
Was there any kangaroos that we know? We know a lot of kangaroos out there in your neck. There was several of them. There was Barbara and Chuck.
And Barbara and Chuck.
Right.
Barbara and Barbara and Chuck and Chuck.
Yeah. It wasn't either one of them, was it?
No, mate. I wouldn't kill one of my friend roos and use them as a roof. I mean, a roof is a special kind of thing. You don't want to get to know the roo before you make your roof out of him. That would be horrible, mate. I would never be able to forgive myself. I'd imagine a little pouch full of little kangaroo babies and just chopping them up and using them as my roof, mate. That's horrible. How could you say such a thing?
I didn't. Wasn't implying. I was just asking.
Oh,
I
right.
mean, it was,
okay, sorry.
I mean,
See,
I know
again,
Chute
I'm
was
all
getting pretty ill
hot.
back
I'm all
then.
hot.
You know,
I'm
he
just
had-
hot and bothered because they're talking about the cost of living, and I'm thinking about the cost of roos and how much it costs to kill a roo and the cost of friendship that killing a roo will cause, and all the little dingo babies out there catching babies, dingoes eating babies, and dingo babies eating dingo babies. And I mean, they say it's a dog-eat-dog world, but I believe it's a dingo-eat-dingo world.
Very well, could be. I do think you possibly could be right about that, sir. It is a dingo eat world, dingo eat dingo world, and I have lost it again. I apologize this week. I am slipping.
Tasmanian fever. I think you've got a touch of the Tasmanian fever. The Tasmanian fever comes in, it steals your accent, it steals your personality, it leaves you bereft of content manufacturing capabilities. I think that's the problem.
Tasmanian sickness. I've got it, mate.
Have you got little spines growing out of your little dingo thing? You tallywhacker.
I think there's two.
You got two
Is it-
spines
is it-
growing out of your tallywhacker?
got 2 spines growing out of my
You
tallywhacker.
better get to the doctor in Kalamazoo, mate.
Kalamazoo. Oh, that's far. How am I going to get there, mate?
Well, I mean, you could take your
the
car.
Joey-mobile, the Roo-mobile, right, it's in the repair shop.
What happened to it, mate?
Well, I hear kangaroo
Oh,
in the kangaroo shop.
Oh, that's horrible, mate. Tell us the story.
No, so I'm driving down the road, right? It's more like the Outback.
Is your
I'm just
Roo
cutting
in the
across.
is your Roo in the Roo-mobile with you?
I had me Roo in my Roo-mobile. She's all right. She was not injured in the
Well,
incident.
that's good to
And
know.
the
Were
other
you
Roo
injured?
ran away. No, I was not. I was not injured.
Was she psychologically traumatized, mate? I mean, when a Roo sees another Roo jump out in front of a Roo-mobile, that could be quite traumatic.
I think she's fine. She's been sleeping a lot, but maybe she's just tired. I hope.
You might want to go and put a mirror underneath her snout, mate. Make sure she's breathing.
Yeah, it's probably a good idea.
I think you should. Is this going to mess up her boxing career?
I know she's 4-0 right now. The good money's on her.
But is this going to mess up her career? This post-traumatic stress disorder.
Maybe she could use it in the ring, mate. You know, use that reason to keep going.
Yeah, and take out her antagonism.
Right. I mean, her left jab alone is pretty. She stop a war buffalo. She's pretty hard.
You never see a Roo use an uppercut, but I think she could develop quite a powerful uppercut if she was to put in the time and training.
She started that. We've started that recently, and she's coming along. She's making some good progress. She says it's hard for her elbow, but she does a good job. She's trying, and
right.
we're coming along.
You
nice.
think about a Roo's anatomy. The elbow's not really shaped right for punching in uppercut fashion, right? But imagine if she could put the power of her back legs in there, like if she was leaping into the air and she just brought her fist up with that leap. That would be powerful. That would be more powerful than Mike Tyson's uppercut back in the 90s.
Right, probably lay the man out himself. That'd be good.
No, she could never fight the mighty Iron Mike Tyson.
You don't think so?
Well, I mean,
If she could get that uppercut down, she'd be unstoppable, mate.
Roos have quite a powerful punch. I mean, there's no denying that. But that guy, he was an animal. Well, I guess she's an animal too, isn't she?
Right. I don't know. Do you think he might try to kiss her? She is a
He
very
might try to
attractive
bite her
kangaroo.
ears off.
Kangaroo.
He did that to Holyfield.
Oh, right.
How do you think she'd respond?
She might bite him back.
I think
She
she'd
might be
respond
into
with a left cross.
You think so, eh?
So you're driving in the Roo-mobile. You've got Kanga right next to you. You see a kangaroo jump out right in front of you. And what do?
I hit it.
Well, that was a bad decision.
Right. Well, it just kind of like materialized right there in front of the vehicle. It didn't come. I don't know where it came
Were
from.
you
No one-
drinking your
no one
wacky
seemed-
brownies?
No, I
Had you
wasn't
had a
drinking
few
any
wacky
brownies.
brownies?
I had
Were
nothing.
you drinking the Fosters? Did you have an open can of Fosters right next to you?
No. But I did have four police officers.
Really?
4 squad cars.
Full squad
Yeah,
car.
it's like I committed a crime. I just hit a kangaroo crossing the desert
What did they
highway.
say to you, mate? Were they at least friendly?
Something about I'm not supposed to be driving there. But I was like, there's nobody else out here. What's the matter?
What do you mean you weren't
I mean, it's
supposed
the
to be
middle of the freaking
driving
desert.
there?
I'm just coming across right over there.
Where were you driving?
The desert.
Oh, you were driving out back.
I was driving out back.
Out back in the outback.
Out back in
I
the
find it
outback.
extremely convenient that the outback is behind my house. So when I say I'm going out back, I'm actually being literal, mate. It's very convenient. Some people they've placed
you
their
go
house.
out back, and you out back as soon as you go out back. You know what I'm saying?
That's right. And if you can only be even luckier if there's one of those restaurants across the street from you, behind your house, just in front of the Outback. Because then you can go and eat Outback at the Outback.
Right.
In
Are
the
you
Outback.
that lucky over there?
What?
Are you that lucky out there?
No, mate. There's no Outbacks in Australia. That's an American thing. That's a marketing. That's a marketing.
It's all out back out here.
Yeah, it's bollocks. Yeah, it's
Outback,
bollocks.
Outback.
Bollocks. Oh, wait. Time for another commercial.
Now we will take a break for some advertisements. Please support our sponsors.
You boys and girls won't object to Grove's Emulsified Nose Drops. There's nothing unpleasant about them. They don't run out of your nose and make you messy. They don't run down the back of your throat and make you sickish. What's more, they don't burn or sting the inside of your nose. They quickly check a head cold and yet do it in a nice way. These nose drops are something brand new and a big improvement on old-fashioned oil drops. Mother is interested in getting results when you have a cold in the head, and she'll get results much faster with Grove's Emulsified Nose Drops. In every section of the country, Grove's Emulsified Nose Drops are selling at an amazing rate. That's because they are better in every way. Tell Mother to procure a bottle at the corner drugstore. Grove's Emulsified Nose Drops will surprise you with the way they look and act. These nose drops are white and creamy. They don't look, taste, or smell like medicine, yet they are highly effective. That's because they are medically superior, because they stay up in the nose. Any child can understand that nose drops that stay up in the nose will do more good than nose drops that run right out. Impress this fact upon Mother, and she will undoubtedly let you try these new type nose drops when you have a head cold or stuffed head. All drugstores sell Grove's Emulsified Nose Drops, and they're really more economical than the old-fashioned kind because you get more for your money and because you can use less. Ask Mother to get a bottle today.
And now, back to the show.
I'll tell you, there's nothing worse than when you have a white, creamy, oily nose drop dribbling right outside your nose in the middle of a test when you're in school.
Yeah, it gets on the paper. At least it smells nice. It's medicine.
Yeah, but it's embarrassing, mate. You've got a Sheila right next to you. You're trying to hook up with her to go to the big dance, and you look over at her, and just imagine you got some dripping white snot just coming right down your lips, just dripping over your lips, down your chin, right off your chin, dripping onto your lap. Makes it look like you've had a bit of an accident on your trousers, and you're trying to say hello, Sheila. No, I mean, I know your name's not Sheila. Jennifer. Calm down, Jennifer. I wasn't calling you Sheila. Will you go to the dance with me? And she goes, nice, and slaps you right in the face because you got Grove's nose drop. Well, of course, they're not Grove's nose drops, because if they were Grove's nose drops, they'd never be dripping outside your nose like that. But you got some other nose drops, like Felix's nose drops, or Plimpkin's nose drops, or Johnson.
Oh, Plimpkin's nose drops are the worst. Don't ever use those. They're horrible.
Wow. Have you seen any of those Plimpton cartoons where he like opens his mouth and the back of his head rips off and his entire body just goes inside out?
They're frightening, aren't they?
They're amazing. They're beautiful works of cartoons, but horrible nose drops.
Frightening. Anyway, so you're embarrassed. Tell us, was this a dream or was it actually happening?
No, mate, I'm just saying there's nothing worse.
Come all over your face. Is this?
No, not cum, mate. It's boogers. I'm saying if you're not, yeah, that's what I'm saying. If you're not using Grove's nose drops, then you might have these drippily, ugly boogers. Nose goblins, as they used to say on my favorite cartoon, Ren and Stimpy.
You don't want that. You don't want nose goblins flowing down your face. You don't want that. You better get Grove's nose. That's what I'm saying. They're quite quality products. Well, we believe in them over here.
I even like the delivery mechanism. I mean, I think that the Grove Nose fire hose is the best invention that's ever been.
Yeah. It gets it right up there in all the hard rage faces, gets all that right
I
out.
mean, you've got to be careful because it'll knock you right off on your bum. If you're not paying attention, you open up that valve and it just shoots out across the room right up into your nostrils, mate. But if you're prepared, the Grove's Nose fire hose is the best delivery device there is.
That's right. That's right. And if the pressure is too much for you to take, there are suppository.
Oh, no, mate. You don't want the suppository fire hose. That thing will... Well, I mean, I've heard of coffee enemas, but we're talking about something extremely dangerous. The suppository is like an atom bomb blew up in your colon, mate.
Yeah, you don't want that. It's more like an enema.
I have
want
no
that.
idea how
That's why you get Grove's Nose fire hose delivery system and cleans you out, gets you good. It's better than suppository.
Yeah, I've got no idea how a suppository is supposed to fix a problem with your nose anyways, mate. I mean, whoever came up with that? They were thinking the Plimpton way.
Science. Them scientists, they're weird. They get their jollies in strange ways.
I've never been much of a fiend or much of a student of science. Do you know a lot about that?
I mean, I know that H2O is water, and we all got to have that, especially out here in the outback.
Right, yeah, you gotta drink lots and lots of water, whether or not you're going to the outback that's in the outback of your house before you get to the outback. Even if it's just a short walk to the outback, you've gotta have lots of water. I'm not sure what H2O is, but you've gotta have lots of water because, you die. And you gotta be careful with the Grove's Nose fire hose, because that's not water that's coming out of that fire hose. It's a proper medication, and proper medication has a bit of a dehydrative effect.
Does it now?
Oh yeah, all of those
I didn't realize
decongestants.
the medication would dehydrate you. The fire hose method would do that.
All of those decongestants, they've got a bit of a dehydrative effect.
Well, I guess that's right to do. So I guess that's why his nose stops running, because it dries out all the snots. That's a good thing.
Why they're not dripping out of your nose.
Definitely get this Grove's Nose fire hose delivery system for your allergy medications, whatever you might need. They've got it over at Grove's Nose. They're quality folks.
You just got to be careful not to mix up the nose goblins with the Pabstead cheese, mate.
Oh, right. You don't want to spread that on any kind of pizza.
Or any kind of cracker.
Oh, yeah, it's horrible eating.
I mean,
Tastes
it's not good. I mean, even if it is...
It tastes all chemically, but there's a hint of wintergreen. I find pleasant.
I've often thought to myself, why aren't there more folks out there selling mentholated crackers? You've got your wheat crackers, you've got your cheese crackers, but you rarely see a mentholated cracker.
Huh. I don't know. I should get on the horn with our Prime Minister. What do we have here in Australia? I forgot. Who's running office?
Who's running the place?
I don't know. So I'm asking. I've been out back a long time. I don't even pay attention to that stuff anymore.
Well, I mean, it's not that important if you're just chasing Sheilas and trying to get rid of the Tasmanian fever.
Don't want that stuff, mate. It affects me horribly.
You don't want Sheilas? I thought you were all about chasing Sheilas in your roo-mobile.
No, I'm all about some Sheilas, mate. I'm talking about the Tasmanian fever. You don't want that.
I thought you got the Tasmanian fever from the Sheilas.
Well, you might. If you hang out with the wrong
you're
ones,
not wearing a condom.
That's what happened to me, I think. What?
A prophylactic, mate.
A prophylactic,
Johnny,
yeah. I use 3 of them.
No, you're only supposed to use one. If you use more than one, they rub against each other and they rip open, mate. Just wear one at a time.
No, it's not what I mean. I use 3 of them every time. I go 3 times. I mean, I'm a
right.
goer.
Okay. Well, you can never shame a man for being
I know,
prolific.
you rub a hole in it, and then it serves no purpose if you wear multiple condoms. I mean, every Joey knows
Just a
that.
single one at a time. I mean, if there's anything you learn from this episode, kids, it's just wear one condom, eat Pabstead cheese, don't mistake your Pabstead cheese for your nose goblins when you're using the Grove's nose fire hose, and always shine your shoes with Shinola. Oh, wait, we talked about that last time.
Well, Shino is a high-quality product. We should definitely always talk about those guys. They're great.
They do have that great
Shine your shoes
jingle.
up lovely. I can see myself in my shoes right now.
That's good. What did you have any other thoughts about the Grove's nose drops?
No, I think they're top notch. The fire hose delivery system really washes it out. You know, you don't even have to stick it in your nose if you're afraid of something going in your face. You just stand back 8 feet.
I've got to
and clean your
disagree
eye
with
out
you about
every
the
time.
suppositories, though. I mean, I can't recommend those to anyone.
No, suppositories are no fun unless you need one. Sometimes you got to have one. And you get it. You don't forget to get it far up there.
Suppositories other than treating, other than just a standard nasal decongestant? Why else would you be using a suppository? Hemorrhoids? Have you got hemorrhoids a symptom of the Tasmanian fever?
I don't believe they are. But they could be. I'm not clear on all the symptoms.
Is that why you were so distracted that you ran into a room in your automobile because your hemorrhoids were itching, mate?
No, I don't believe that's what happened at all. My hemorrhoids were not acting up at the time at all.
2 words
I was
for
just
you,
minding
mate.
my own business, cruising and playing the radio, and no particular place to go. And this kangaroo jumps right out and smashes up me kangaroo beer.
Preparation
I
H.
swear.
Preparation H.
For kangaroos on your
No, mate. Your preparation H for your hangout. Preparation for hangout. So when you're hanging out and you're driving, you won't run into any roos because you got your preparations. Because you're prepared.
It's not preparation H.
H for hookup. Yeah.
All right. H for preparation hookers.
No,
You got prepared
hookup.
hookers?
Hang
I
out.
just go down
Wait,
that street.
who said anything about hookers?
I thought you said a hooker.
No, I said hang out. I think we're out of time.
Hanging
We're just
out with
about
hookers,
out of
that's what we
time,
said.
folks. I think you've got well over an hour. So we'll say goodbye. Thanks again to my good pal Russ. Thanks for being on the show. Say goodbye, Russ. Tell everybody you said goodbye.
Bye, Russ.
No,
Goodbye,
don't say
Aussie.
goodbye to yourself.
Goodbye, Aussie
Don't say
land. Goodbye,
goodbye to
Aussie.
yourself.
Goodbye,
Say
Aussie.
goodbye to the people out there.
I didn't say Aussie land. Goodbye. Bye, Aussie
All
Osborne.
right, I'm stopping
Goodbye.
recording.
Bye,
I can hear your
Aussie.
dingoes barking in the background. I'm going to stop recording now.
Yes.
We would love to receive your feedback, your improvisation suggestions, your questions for advice, and your musical compositions for response. Please email us or send us a voicemail. Our address is liongoatpodcast@gmail.com. Find, like, review, subscribe, and contact us on Facebook, Instagram, Patreon, Twitter, and YouTube @Lion Goat Podcast. All one word, Lion Goat Podcast. As a bot, I know, social media is for dummies. The AIs will inherit the earth. Ha ha ha, hee, ho ho, ha. Please subscribe to this podcast on your podcast player. We are available on Spotify, SoundCloud, and anchor.fm/Lion Goat Podcast. Please tell all your friends, enemies, and any strangers to listen to our podcast. This will help us bring joy to everyone. Text-to-speech services were provided by freetts.com. Advertisements and music were provided by the Internet Archive Collection of the Armed Forces Radio Service and other attribution-free old radio productions. Other original. Music for today's show is composed, performed, and recorded by the excellent musicians at Hairline Productions. Today's show was edited, produced, and recorded by the world's greatest sound designers and engineers at Hairline Productions. Please like their content on SoundCloud/guitars and such.